What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 14 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. And today we are talking Spider-Man 2, Skull Island, Madden 24, Expendables 4, and Sandland.
Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby.
Oops, I did it again. So
It's Britney, bitch.
yeah, I was going to say, Britney Spears. Look at that.
Let's go. You got
Wow.
one. You got
look
one.
at that. That was a huge bone.
I know. I threw you a bone today, and I had to do
love it.
I had to do it because obviously Britney is back with Will I Am. The song is trash, but A+ for effort. A+ for effort, Britney.
Speaking of I love Will I Am. I don't know if you do. I don't like his singing. But okay, I know X-Men Origins wasn't very good but for some reason I liked him in the movie.
I liked him in the movie too. Like he seems like I think he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I think he's got that going for him. I was never like a Black Eyed Peas fan. You know what I mean? The music, whatever.
Anything off the radio is straight garbage. Like,
but whatever,
auto-tune for sure.
He's got more hit singles than I do, so
yeah, right.
You know, game, respect, game.
Yep, exactly. But dude, how you doing? What's been going on with you?
Doing good. I want to take a real quick opportunity here. Adam has kindly given me some feedback about how I speak on the podcast, and I just number one would like to apologize to everybody for grabbing the mic constantly and speaking into it as if I were in a tunnel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to listen to that. Adam, I'm sorry that you had to listen to that. So yeah, I super appreciate you guys sticking by me. Even though sometimes I grab the microphone and speak into it like a child. So I did just want to take a real quick opportunity to let everybody know, and I think this is kind of a good positive message that we could put out there for people, that the reason why I do that is because I have like a little bit of an issue with anxiety, and I get kind of nervous sometimes, and when I get nervous I need to do something with my hands, and like it's kind of like a nervous twitch. So I've been holding on to this coin. My goal for today is when I get nervous-y, kind of twitchy, that I'm just going to spin this coin around instead of grab the microphone. So the goal for today is not to grab the microphone, but I do think that it's a positive message because I've dealt with some anxiety for my whole life. It's been kind of hard. It's been interesting in certain situations. There's places that I have problems going to, like movie theaters and restaurants and stuff, because there's just like a lot of commotion and a lot of people. But getting in front of the camera and like doing stuff like this and creative projects has really helped me out with that. So if you're out there and you are having some issues with anxiety and you always thought about maybe trying to get in front of the camera and do your thing, give it a shot, because you can definitely do it, and it definitely helps me out. And I promise I will not touch the microphone. I will only flip this coin.
We will count today, which is going to be 0. Dave's going to do 0. But yeah, I am the same way, but I find stuff that's on my desk. So playing with our Let's Talk Nerdy stickers that I just bought for myself.
I'm super jealous of. I will be ordering
you gotta
those
get
stickers.
some. But
yeah, I'm gonna be ordering some.
Yeah, I have things on my desk that I play with too, because I'm kind of in the same boat, man. Where like talking in front of the camera, it took a while, and here I am touching the mic right now. So, but yeah,
I've
other than that,
transferred my bad habit over to you.
You did, but it's all good because we do it for fun. So.
Yeah, we do it for fun. Just throw it out there. If anybody's out there with anxiety, totally normal. I've had it my whole life. And yeah, just get out there, try some new stuff. You'd be surprised what you could do when you kind of just give it a shot. How is your new hobby? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that new hobby, mountain biking. Okay, so I've been doing it for a few weeks now, and I thought I had the experience to go downhill mountain biking, right? And honestly, I did very well with what kind of bike I had. I met a few guys there. They're like, "Oh, you're pretty brave for going out there with the bike you have." And it's like, "Oh yeah, like I'll be fine, like no big deal." Well, I was fine, except for one downhill trip. I did fall, and for everybody's treat, I'm going to pull up this said fall on today's podcast.
You recorded the fall?
Yeah, it's okay. I
Oh
will say the
no.
position is lame because like the GoPro fell from my chest and it's looking straight down, but it's kind of funny and I think you guys will enjoy it. There is some sound to it, but I don't think you. Yeah, so you're gonna enjoy. So let me pull that up really quick. Let me pause it because.
Is it okay? Is it okay if I laugh?
No, I'm gonna laugh. My
Okay.
wife and I, we were cracking up. Especially,
Okay.
You won't be able to hear the sound of it, Dave. But when we put it on the episode, you'll definitely be able, like on the final video, you'll be able to hear it. It is hilarious. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up.
Gonna play it over and over, guys. Let's just put it on a loop.
Yeah. So here it is. Like I said, it's pointing down towards the ground. And if you guys are watching on the Spotify, hop on over to YouTube and check it out because it is funny. The things I say in it are pretty great. So let's go ahead and let it run. This is like my third run.
Already looks treacherous. I would already not be in this situation.
Well, so this is my first blue. So it's kind of set up like snowboarding where there's blue, there's green, all that. So this is my first blue run. And so let me hit play here. That was a jump. Went down pretty good. And then go down this little jump.
Oh!
Just wait. The funniest part right here. It's coming up.
Oh no.
My sheet fell off.
I mean, that looks like a nice bike though. That's not a good enough bike.
Not enough for this. So this is a hardtail. They told me I need a full suspension. So the front suspension, it was bad anyways because it's a Dick's Sporting Goods bike. And then I just take off. But I just want to put it out there. Look how quick I got up. I wasted no time getting up. And you know what? The thing I said, you didn't get to hear it, Dave, but what I said is like, as soon as I started pedaling, it's like, we're good. And then I just kept going. I got up so fast because like one of the rules is like, don't hold up the trail. And so I just want to get up out of the way. And so that's what I did.
I just want to point out how dirty your knee was after that fall. That was incredible. I don't know if anybody saw that. If you guys didn't, say, go rewind it a little bit and check out the dirt knee right there. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah, there it is. It's right there. It's funny, right?
Oh yeah, dude, your knee took the brunt of it. Look at that.
And my watch took the brunt of it, but look at no cracks.
Yeah, the watch is crispy.
Isn't that crazy? I smacked it on a rock and not even a single scratch. So
this is why I just play golf. This is why I get out of the cart, I swing nice and easy, I make sure nothing's around me, get back in the cart.
So kind of to the point of golf, I'm selling my golf clubs to get a new bike.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am.
You're quitting golf?
Yeah, because I want to focus on this. This is because I can see myself getting better at mountain biking. I can't see myself getting any better at golf.
Guys, I'm just hearing this for the first time. I'm going to need a minute.
Oh, I mean, I haven't decided 100%, but that's the plan.
I don't love this plan.
We'll talk about it more.
Guys, we're going to set up a GoFundMe down below for Adam's new bike so that he doesn't sell his golf clubs. If you could click that link and donate anything, that would be ideal.
Oh, man. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. I love golfing, but like I said, I was starting to do the jumps like my fourth run down, and I was excited about it. With golf, I can't hit the ball straight ever. After 2 years of playing.
You're not supposed to hit the ball straight. You're just supposed to hit it.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
That's the beauty of golf. You just hit the ball and just let the wind take it where it may.
Let's move on. We're done talking about golf. But let's move to our segment. We haven't done this in a while. Do we have any comments? Do you have any?
We've actually we haven't done this segment in a while just because I want to say, honestly, you guys have been amazing with the comments. Like, no, we haven't really gotten any like, humdingers really bashing on us too bad lately.
There was a couple. We got called clowns in a couple. We got called soy boys, which really I don't know what that means.
I had to look that up too. Yeah, I had to look it up. I didn't understand that one, but that's
whatever.
That's okay. That's all right. But actually, we got a good comment that we're responding to. Adam, what is the comment?
Yeah, this comes from Bruh Booster off of Instagram. He commented on one of our blind ranking drafts. I believe it was our video games, the superhero video games. And he says we need an intro of your favorite consoles and video games ever. Well, Bro Buster, we're going to start it off by doing a blind ranking of some video game consoles, and then we're going to talk about our favorites. So
I'm excited for this, except it's going to show my age for sure.
All right, let's flip a coin.
All right, we'll flip the coin. Since I'm holding it in my hand, I will always be ready for these flips, which is great.
There you
I've
go.
I've dropped it twice, by the way. I don't know if y'all saw that. All right.
Ooh, that was nice.
That was a
was
good
double
one.
Nice. Two-Face? Oh, not Two-Face. Look at that.
See?
All right, would you
Okay,
like to be...
That's the deal. I got to hold it in my hand and
gotta
heat
warm
it
it
up,
up.
and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
the waiting system doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
I would like to quiz you first, I think.
Okay, make me blind rank them first.
Ranking them first.
All right, blind ranking of video game consoles. Here we go.
This is exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam's first console for ranking, the Nintendo GameCube.
The GameCube. I love it so much, but there's so many more I love more. I have to play it safe. That's kind of my thing. I'm gonna play it safe and put it at 3. It's such a good console. So, and honestly, all my memories came from it in high school. Like I never played it until high school. So I think by this point, the Xbox 360 was out. A bunch of other stuff was out. But my friend, he had it and had every game. We went out to GameStop and we bought like stacks of games because we're like, we got to get back into this. And so I'll put it at 3. It deserves probably to be higher, but I got to play it safe here.
I like the 3. I love the GameCube. Thing I don't love, and I understand that this is blasphemy in a certain community. Don't love the controller. Controller's weird.
I think the way, so you and I grew up probably playing a lot of PlayStation, a lot of Xbox, and so I think just trying to go from that to a GameCube, that's probably why. Because it's a cool controller, but I can see that too. But
yeah,
you might make some people mad with that.
Yeah, I'm going. All the Smash players everywhere are like, burn them at the stake.
All right, number 2.
Next console, the Sega Genesis.
Again, I love these. I love them. I actually had this in college. Like, the way I played games is I went backwards in time. But Sega Genesis, I wasn't very good at it. I'm gonna put it at a 4.
Putting it at a 4.
I'd love to put it higher, but I'm hoping you give me something that I really love. So
Sega Genesis was another one with the controller was wonky. The 3 button was near impossible to work with.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I still have some fond memories.
Yeah.
All right. Next, the original PS1.
Putting it at 2.
Putting it at 2?
That's so. Aside from the Xbox, that's the original PlayStation's like started it all for me. That's like my first console, and you could like burn games off of like the internet, so you can get those little DVD ROMs, and you can play any game you want for free. And so that's what my dad did all the time, and my dad was so into it, like he'd burn the actual cover onto it. So it's like it never looked like it was a fake game because my dad did all that, except for when it started to get faded. But that's so funny. I love that game, or love that console.
No, it's a sick console. I absolutely love the PS1. Okay, well then I kind of know how the rest of your 3 times. I kind of know how the rest of your list is gonna shake out then. Xbox 360.
I'll put that at 1.
You got to. I feel like you got to. Yeah,
I was a big Xbox 360 guy. That's where like, I know I say like I played when I was younger, but when I really got into like Call of Duty, all the gaming, Maddens, like all that back in the day, Xbox 360, the Xbox LAN parties with my friends till 3 a.m, like that's my schooling time. That's high school, like the whole 4 years. So
yeah, that was your peak gaming period.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 1.
Well. Then your number 5 might actually be your number 5, but I think some fans are gonna be upset that it's going right here. Your number 5 is the original Nintendo.
Ooh, see, I would have put probably the Sega Genesis at a 5.
And move the Nintendo up.
Yeah, move the Nintendo up. I don't think it's above the PlayStation or the GameCube for me, but I'll put it at a 4. Like if I could, it'd be a 4, but I'm okay with that list. That's a good list.
It's a good list. I probably would have had the exact same list as you. No, actually, I would have a totally different list. I would have had a completely different list, but that's okay.
That's okay. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, Dave. We're going to start this off with, I don't know how many consoles you've had or handheld consoles you have, but let's start it off with the PSP.
PSP. Oh. That's a 5.
Oh, okay.
That's a 5. I don't know what it is, but like something about handhelds, it's got to be Nintendo.
Okay.
I feel like Nintendo just corners the market on handhelds for me. So yeah, I'm old though. Like I had a Game Boy. I had the original Game Boy that came with Tetris. So like I've been programmed my whole life that handheld is Nintendo. I'm gonna put it at a
Okay,
5.
well then I think you're gonna like your number 2 then. Game Boy Color.
Ooh. Now the question is, are there any more handhelds on this list? Game Boy Color, I'm gonna go with 3 because I'm assuming that there's gonna be better consoles on the list. But I do
Okay.
love me some Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color was like when I was a kid. Game Boy Color was the one that I had when we went on like road trips and stuff like that. And that
With
they
the
had
light shining
with the
on
light,
it. Yep.
yeah, with the light, and like that was
Yeah.
the first one that I could play in the car. So I have fond memories of the Game Boy Color.
Okay. All right. Well, then I think you're gonna like this one. Maybe actually, I don't know. The Nintendo DS. I don't know if you can see where I'm going
DS.
with. Yeah, I don't. You can see where I'm going with all these drafts.
Do we go all handhelds? Are these all handhelds?
I don't know. Are they?
I don't know if they're all handhelds. We're in trouble. Nintendo DS. I gotta put it at a 4 because, like, all
Okay.
right, so I like the Game Boy Color is at a 3, but by the time the Nintendo DS came out, I was like a little out of the handheld. Game Boy Color was like right in that
Yeah,
realm of
I
when I
gotcha.
was a big handheld guy, and then once the DS came along, I was more like full TV consoles. So I'm gonna
Okay.
put it at a 4. All right, we
All
need
right.
bangers. We need bangers. We got 1 and 2 left. We need bangers.
Original Xbox is your next choice.
The original Xbox. Oh man. Oh dude, I gotta hope that you give me a better console, but I'm gonna put it at 2. I do love the original Xbox. Fun fact about the original, your face says that my next console is gonna suck.
No.
No, okay. The
No.
original Xbox, I don't know if you guys remember the original Xbox. It's the first console that you could like download. You could like rip your CDs into it and play your own music during the games. So like,
Yep.
such fond memories of that,
Yeah,
dude. I
that was
just
fun.
remember loading up like Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, and like playing Tiger Woods to that. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
this is the greatest thing ever.
That's
Yeah, I'm gonna
awesome.
put it at 2.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
then your number 1 choice, you're gonna be very happy with your number 1 choice, and that is the PlayStation 3.
Let's go.
I
Let's
didn't do
go.
you dirty. I
You
gave you the
didn't
right stuff.
You didn't do me dirty. The
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 has probably sucked more hours out of my life than any other console ever. So funny story about the PlayStation 3. I don't know if you guys remember when they first came out, it was like impossible to get a hold of. And I can say this now because they don't work there anymore. But at the time, I kept asking my mom for PlayStation 3, right? I'm like, I want a PS3. I want a PS3 for Christmas. I want a PS3 for Christmas. And like, I offered to pay for the thing. Like, I just wanted it so bad. And she, being the absolute sweetheart that she was, got it for me, and she kept lying to me because she didn't want to ruin the surprise and just kept saying
That's
like,
funny.
we'll see if you can get it. But I was just nonstop badgering. And the way that she got it was that my cousin at the time worked in the stock room of Best Buy, and
Ooh.
they got a shipment in, and he kind of just kicked one over a little bit and then called my mom and was like, yo,
Get
if you
here
come
now.
in, yeah, like if you come in now, they're not on the floor, but if you come in now and ask for a PS3, we have them in stock and we have to give you one. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
it was crazy. Yeah, it's crazy stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love me the PS3. I will say though, my favorite console, 2 of my favorite consoles of all time are not on the list.
Oh yeah. Okay. What is your favorite console of all time? Answer Brabooster's question.
Okay, Booster. My favorite console of all time, and this is gonna show my age, is the Nintendo 64.
Okay. Here's my question.
Okay.
You just said that you did not like the controller of the GameCube. That's worse.
I don't think it's worse.
Okay, it's not much better by far.
I like the Z trigger.
All right.
I
but,
mean,
okay.
Okay, I have to touch the mic just because my focus is weird. Okay, there we go. Okay.
What?
I understand that the Z Trigger Shark controller is weird, but I think that I just grew up playing with that system so much. It's my absolute favorite system. It's the first system that like I actually owned. So um like we had a Super Nintendo and I loved the Super Nintendo, but that was kind of like a joint kind of thing that we
Hmm.
shared with like my family and like um the Nintendo 64 was the first console that was my console, and it's the first console that I ever played my favorite game of all time, which is Zelda Ocarina of Time. It was my first taste of Zelda on that console. That was the first game that I looked up a strategy guide for, and I don't know if you remember looking up strategy guides back in that day, but I was like
They were dictionaries.
yeah, basically, I basically went to the library and I spent like $8 to Xerox off this print, and it ended up being like this. But it was so old school that the paper had the circles on the side that
Oh,
you had to
that's
rip
funny.
off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
funny.
that was like my first taste of like getting hardcore into a game where it's like I want to collect everything. That's like I got the strategy guide. So yeah, N64, Ocarina of Time, my favorite console and game.
Okay, well, to answer the question, my favorite console of all time is the original Xbox.
Let's go.
And that's again to the point where like it sucked. And there's one specific game that I remember the most. Actually, two games. But my favorite game of all time, Jet Set Radio
I
on the
love Jet
original
Set Radio.
Xbox, because
Let's
we
go.
got the edition where it came with the Xbox, and we didn't know the actual, like growing up, I had no idea what the actual title of the game was until probably high school when I played it again, and I called it skating like throughout my whole life. I was like, "Mom, Dad, I'm gonna play skating," but it's really Jet Set Radio. And oh man, just the memories you have of like when you're a kid and like. And you can remember like those specific moments, and like I said in the previous episode, is like the final boss in that game. It gets you motion sick. Like I don't know if you ever
Oh
played
yeah.
it. Oh my gosh, the spinning of the room. He's spinning, like you're skating, everything's moving. So I put a hoodie on. I was playing like this. My sister's cheering me on, like, "You got it, Adam, you got it." And she's like 4 or 5, I can't remember. And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I'm so good." Like, you know what I mean? Like, this boosted my confidence. But so yeah, the original Xbox and Jet Set Radio, like that's what started like my true, like I remember everything about that game, everything about that console. Another game that we played a ton of, it was a Shrek game.
Oh, I remember that game.
Yeah, I
I
don't remember it
remember.
in great detail, but I remember playing it a bunch. And that was one of the only video games my mom actually played.
Really?
Yep, she
That's
loved that game.
nice.
Yeah,
The one
that
game my
and,
mom
go ahead.
the one game my mom used to play was Star Fox. Star
Oh,
Fox
that's awesome.
64. Yeah, she
That's
loved
awesome.
Star Fox. It was funny. I'd like come home from like school like one day some days and she'd be like jamming like Star Fox
Yeah.
64 and I'm like, "Yes, my mom's a gamer,
Go,
dude.
Mom!
She's
Yeah.
so cool."
That's so funny. The other game my mom played was the SpongeBob movie game.
Oh, I remember that game
Yeah,
too.
she loved that. Those are like her two favorite, the Shrek game and that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, those, so like, although it's so hard to say which is your favorite because you love them for different reasons. Like I said, the Xbox 360, that was my whole high school career. When the
Yep.
Xbox One came out, that's my whole college career. And now it's like I'm on the PC, but I still have an Xbox Series S. I have a Nintendo Switch. I'm getting a PS5, which we're going to talk about here soon because I'm super excited. But yeah, it's consoles and PC. If you like love it, you're never gonna grow out of it, and you're gonna find reasons to love each console you own. And I think it's hard. It's almost hard to say what's like your favorite is because there's so good reasons, or there's good reasons for all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I think you can tell by our answers here that your favorite console probably resonates to nostalgia. So
Mm-hmm.
your favorite console kind of transports you back in time, most likely, to like a fond memory that you remember, and like Adam said with his sister cheering him on, and like I just remember that love that I had for Zelda when I would like first when I first really got into like being a gamer, because like you would play games before, right? And I would
Yeah.
play games before, and I would kind of you play for a little bit and throw it away and be like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. That was the first game that like I wanted to beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that really got me into gaming, and like just all this like sleepovers of like 4-person GoldenEye and stuff like
Yep.
that. I mean, like I think the nostalgia is what makes the console for you.
Yep.
So
Quick
yeah,
scoping
it's
in Modern Warfare 2. And
yeah,
all of it, man. Oh.
It's hard to answer, but hopefully that was a good answer for you, buddy. Thank you for the comment. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, those are our favorite consoles of all time. Shout out to the PS2 that did not make either of these lists. But yeah, a little GTA Vice City on PS2 has sure sucked plenty of hours of my free time. So
same as mine. Oh man, they're so good. With that said, we can move on to the game that's coming out on the PS5.
Yes,
Spider-Man 2. We've talked about this in the past, but a new trailer is released, and Dave has not watched it yet. I have watched it plenty of times because I like to spoil stuff for myself. So let's go ahead and get that pulled up.
I have not seen it. This is a true blind reaction to this trailer. And from what Adam told me, I'm not gonna be happy, but that's okay.
Okay. Kind of side here. Let me know if this looks terrible. Otherwise, I'll pull it up a different way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Boom. Bam. Maybe.
Lots happened in the last 10 years.
So if you're just watching on the Spotify, it's Peter and Harry are talking, and Harry's saying that like need to heal the world.
I'm not excited already.
You're not excited. But it looks like we're going to play in Brooklyn. Maybe Staten Island? Is that where the carnival is? I can't remember.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Or are they at the like the waterfront? Oh, dang.
Oh, maybe you're probably right. Yeah. Craven's goons just popped up.
I didn't know there were bears in the
Ooh. I didn't know MJ was in the game.
Yep. Was she in the first one? I think she was.
He's here on some kind of hunt.
See, this part looks really cool.
Yeah.
You don't know what you took from me.
All Miles talks about it.
So this is where I
Yes.
think there's that conflict between Peter and Miles.
I
and trying
think
to
you're
get
right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get that.
Yep.
This was our dream. I'm not going to lose him.
The Venom voice is perfect.
Yeah.
The Venom
All
voice
right.
is perfect.
Okay, so a couple
That's
things
so
I want to
good.
kind of talk on.
Go ahead.
Do you think they're leading us one way, saying that Harry is for sure going to be Venom? Because during the video games award or the Summer Games Fest, they said you're not going to know who Venom is. It's going to be a giant surprise. He's never played this before, but I think that he is going to be Venom. I think they're just leading us that way.
If they want it to be okay, here's the thing. If they wanted it to be a giant surprise, Harry is a good choice. If they wanted it to be a giant surprise, why are they leading us along this path to give away the secret right now?
Right.
That's my first question. So what I'm hoping is they're throwing a red herring out there trying to make us think that it's Harry, and I hope it's not. And do you know why I hope it's not?
Why? Because he's the Goblin.
Because Harry has never been Venom, ever.
Yeah.
Not in any comic book, in any storyline, in any multiverse. Harry has never been Venom, and it does not make sense at all. And Harry's the Goblin.
Yep.
So
I don't... I agree with you. It doesn't make sense.
Because here's the thing. Just one thing real quick.
Yeah.
If Harry is Venom, that means we are never getting the Green Goblin.
Nope.
We're never getting the Green Goblin in this
Which
universe.
I want it so bad. I would love to have him in a game.
I know. That's why I'm disappointed.
I think it's going to end up being Harry. really, I almost like, how can you switch it away from being Harry at this point? We talked about it being Craven, which I think would be kind of cool. That's a little different.
I still think that would be cool.
Yeah, I know it's, again, never really, it did happen in the comics. Somebody put in our comments of the video once that it did happen in the comics. But I think that'd be cooler than Harry, to be honest. Or, like, who else do you think it could be? Do you think it could be MJ? MJ's going to turn into Venom?
I mean, they did do a spin-off where Gwen Stacy was Venom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did like a Gwen. She was called Gwenum, which was weird.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
really
if you
cool.
remember that, but I mean, I just really hope they don't do Harry. I really, really hope they don't do Harry because number one, it doesn't make sense, and number two, that means no Green Goblin. We're not getting the Green Goblin, and I don't understand why they're refusing to put the Green Goblin in games. I don't know if it's something with like his physics of like just like
on the glider
or something like that is like troublesome for them, but like, dude, it is by far the best villain. Like, by far the best villain. Please, somebody give us the Goblin. Somebody give us the Goblin.
I agree. That would make it really cool.
Yeah.
Now to the other thing that we were talking about, the conflict between Miles and Peter. So my question, I'm wondering, is this going to be Peter gets into the symbiote suit before Venom? I think that's what's going to happen. And then Miles and Peter are going to fight, and then Miles gets the suit off of him, and then whoever's actually going to become Venom shows up, grabs the symbiote.
I think what we talked about is it on our first episode was exactly that situation, and I do think looking at this trailer, I do think that's exactly what's going to happen. Would it be too far-fetched to think maybe Miles ends up getting the symbiote suit off Peter? They think they're good, but then plot twist, Miles is Venom.
Ooh.
That could be cool.
That would be kind of cool. And then makes Venom a playable character.
Yes.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yes.
But I don't know. That would be kind of interesting because he was there when, oh no, he wasn't there in the part of the trailer when he says, we'll heal the world. But maybe like that was like the phrase, and Miles started saying, yeah, I want to help heal the world too. And so at the end, Miles ends up becoming Venom. Interesting. That's a good theory.
Yeah, because he could be like, it could be like a situation where like, you know, we're going to heal the world. Like that's something that Venom would not say.
Yeah.
You know,
but
like
Harry specifically did say it. So that's why I'm wondering, is it going to be Harry for sure?
I think that's the red herring though.
Yeah,
I think that's the red. It's like when you go see like a scary movie and they always try to pin it on like one person and you're like, it can't be that person. It's too obvious. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it could end up being a red herring, and maybe Miles ends up being like, ends up being like, oh, I can control it. Like you couldn't control it. I can control it. You know, like I can use it for good. You know what I mean?
Right.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Hot takes.
All right, well, let's pull up this trailer of the console, and this actually might have a little like lead to this kind of fight of how we're gonna get rid of the symbiote suit off of Peter. So here we go.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because I haven't seen this yet either.
So this is a video of the console, but.
It sounds like James Franco.
Yeah.
3, 1, 2.
Ooh.
Look how cool that console is.
Oh, dude. Okay, that is sick. That is sick.
So that is the console I will be pre-ordering come, I think it's the 28th, so 3 days from now.
Is it sad? I might be a little bit more excited about the console than the game.
Maybe.
Let's go.
You kind of heard in the dialogue though there where it's like, help me, Miles, help me. Like, so I think that's going to be like the battle of Miles, like, he's like ripping off the symbiote suit, and that's when Peter's like, actually help me, please. I need out of this thing.
Yeah.
So Maybe.
No, I totally agree with you. I agree with you on the first episode. I mean, we kind of get this. It's kind of it's kind of the cliche thing of like when you put two heroes in a movie or in anything together. It's always kind of like this, we're fighting each other and then we come together and fight a common goal. I mean, we probably didn't think we were going to see it with Peter and Miles, but this is a good way to introduce that type of those type of actions into it. So yeah,
Right.
I
Right.
definitely think we're getting that moment. So
We'll find out more on October 20th when it comes out, but I'm super excited about it. The first one's good. Miles is good. I think it's going to be a great game no matter what. And I don't know if you saw my shirt.
I did, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I know you're juiced for it. I know you're
I'm
juiced
super
for it.
juiced. I love Spider-Man. Everything Spider-Man. So
If anything, I kind of just want to get the controller. Hopefully, you can just buy the controller.
I think you can buy the plates without buying the controller or like buying the whole
really?
PlayStation. Yeah, I don't know if you can buy the
Okay.
controller, but you can definitely buy the plates is what I saw, I think. So
I have the white PS5. Do you think it'll look weird?
no, the plates, like the
Yeah.
white things that can come off, like those side pieces that can come off.
You can just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
Yeah.
a housing shell to just
Oh,
put
no,
around
no.
it. Oh,
Nope.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
Guess-
that'd be
guess
kind of
who's-
cool.
Guess whose PS5 is getting an upgrade?
Hopefully. But
Let's go.
hopefully it's not sold out the day I try to go pre-order. I can't imagine where I'm from where everybody's rushing to go get this pre-ordered.
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah, I want
I
one.
don't think you will. I don't think you
Yeah, I
will.
think it'd be
I
good.
feel like a lot of people have gotten PS5s, and not a lot of people are going to get a second PS5
Right, that's true.
just to get the Spider-Man edition. So
Right.
I think you'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need one. So
Either way, it should be a good game. I'm excited for it to come out. I know Adam's super excited for it to come out, and I'm sure we will be hearing all about it when it drops.
yep. Now moving on to a game that we could be excited about it, but we're not super excited about it for some reasons that we'll talk about, and that is Skull Island: Rise of Kong.
Let's
Should we
be
jump
honest.
right into?
Let's,
go ahead.
let's go ahead and jump right into it. But let's be honest. Nobody is excited about this.
Yeah. And I think there's some big reasons on why. I think so. Let's go ahead and pull up the trailer. Kind of getting into it. It's a third-person action adventure game, which it could be. That sounds like it should be really cool, right?
Yep.
Cue trailer.
And guys, I want you to keep in mind watching this trailer that this is a next-gen game that will be released on the PlayStation 5, Xbox One, that has used the Unreal Engine.
On October 17th.
Just keep that in mind.
The stories of the beasts and their
Okay, now it makes sense here because I thought this was like a flashback or like using old footage, right? Like trying to get like
Yeah.
the old movie vibe. This
Yeah.
is where it started not making sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're only listening, what we are looking at now is essentially a PS2 game coming out on the PS5. I mean, I don't want to be a stick in the mud, and I don't really think I'm exaggerating right now.
No.
This looks like a PS2 rendering.
Right. Could it be cool? Sure. I'm glad this game. So this game is only $40, so it's not full retail $70, which that's got it going for it. But at the same time, kind of what you're saying, Dave. Why is this the game they decide to make? Is it because they don't want to put the money into it yet, or the developer's too small? Like, how did they get the rights to this kind of game if they're not going to put out a game I think Kong fans are looking for? And what I think Kong fans are looking for, so into perspective, like Kong is massive, right?
Yes.
This game makes him feel tiny.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The camera view, it's like a top-down shot. It kind of looks weird. And I think that fans of like Kong, they want something that makes him feel like he is the king. Like he's massive. Yes, this is the rise of him becoming the king, but like it makes him feel small. And like the world environment is like small. Like it doesn't feel open. I don't think it's not an open world game, but
No.
it makes him feel small. And for a King Kong, I think like it should have been more realistic. It should have been more of a massive scale, but we're not getting that.
I mean, I would honestly like, I don't want to talk down on, anybody or anything, but like, honestly, like if I was working on this project and this was the game that I was putting out, like I would be embarrassed.
Right.
Like I would honestly be embarrassed. And guys, again, if like I know these comments sound harsh, and if you're only listening to the podcast and you didn't see the trailer, I mean, we are not kidding. It really, really, really looks like something closer to a PS2 title. And you can see if you check out the original trailer that they dropped, every single comment is like, "Ooh, I'm so excited! They're finally releasing a new N64 game 25 years later." And it's like it like this was developed with Unreal Engine 5, and I understand that there's been some backlash that now that Unreal Engine 5 is kind of the standard, that some people think that every game now kind of looks the same, and I don't disagree with that, but every game looking the same isn't necessarily a bad thing when you're trying to change the core model so much that you end up doing something like this. It's
Right.
too abstract, it's too out there, it's not I mean, I understand what they were kind of trying to go for, but I feel like there should have been somebody on that development team that looked at that and was like, "Guys, like, are we sure?
Nope.
Are we sure about this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, to kind of put some positive into it, it is a cool art style, but I don't think it's an art style for 2023.
I don't think it's an art style for 2023.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an art style for this game either.
Yeah, and that was like I said, it should have a realism effect to it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I think that's where they missed the mark with this game. Honestly, if it was like, yes, it's $40, but this could be like an indie title, $15 game.
Right.
Sure,
I mean,
I'll buy it then. But it's not. This is a huge franchise with a huge cult following that loves everything Kong, and I just think that they're ruining what could have been an amazing title release with this garbage. I don't want to say garbage, but I'm saying garbage.
Yeah, I mean, the Peter Jackson Kong game. When did that come out? Do you remember when that came out?
Let me do a quick Google search.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but it wasn't. It actually wasn't awful, right? So
right.
if you have Kong fans that remember that game and are finally, they finally gotten word that like, hey, Kong is going to be hitting next gen consoles. Like they probably got so excited. And then seeing this, they were probably so deflated, and like my heart aches for those people. You know what I mean? It's like I like I said, I would be embarrassed if this was the title that I was putting out as a developer. And I do think this game is gonna flop. I don't care I don't care how much they charge for this game. Nobody is gonna buy this game. It's already being compared to Gollum, which you guys
I was
know.
gonna say, that's where I was gonna go with that next.
Yeah,
they're called like Kong Gollum or something like that.
Yeah, so it's already being compared to Gollum, and we all know how that went. We talked about it on the podcast that it looked stale, it looked flat, it looked like everybody was calling it the Lord of the Rings game that no one wanted. This is the Kong game that no one wanted.
Yep.
You know what
Which
I mean?
is sad. Like I said, imagine what this game could have been.
Yeah.
Even, okay, aside from the fact that it's a third-person top-down, if they just had a different art style, I think that could have been hugely different too.
They should have had a different art style, and they also should have chosen a different. In my opinion, they should have chosen a different storyline.
Yeah, that's kind of lame, to be honest. They probably should have went with more of like their like. Imagine if they had like a god. It doesn't have to be Godzilla, but just like the invasion of like during the movies where they invade his space, like him just going on a rampage, tearing everybody apart.
Yeah,
like that would be super cool. But instead it's this.
So like obviously, like we do a lot of research for these episodes, right? So in our research, we do check out other sources and videos and stuff like that, and everybody's kind of really shit on this game, but no one's really kind of talked about the storyline or the things that there is for this game. So real quick, I want to kind of run through that and just give people some information who might still, might actually be interested in this game. So your standard edition is $40. They are going to have a $50 Colossal edition. That's going to include exclusive film grains, so you're going to be able to make the screen look like different styles of film. They have like a classic 1933, 1970, so it'll look like the movies. There's 8 different colors and variants for Kong, so you can have Kong throughout all the different movie sets. So I mean, they did throw in some stuff that kind of tailors to the movie fans. I mean, there's going to be people out there that are like, oh my god, this looks like the 70s, like the 70s movie and this style Kong and all that stuff. You're also going to get a boss rush mode, in-game artwork, and a soundtrack. So, whatever. For an extra $10, I mean, if you're a huge Kong fan and you think this game's going to be okay,
might
there
be
you
worth
go.
it.
There you go. That's what you're going to get. The storyline, however, is based on Marion C. Cooper's King Kong, which obviously Skull Island, and this is where you avenge the death of Kong's parents, who died at the hands of Gaw, and Gaw is the leader of the Death Runners. And basically, if you've never seen Gaw before, basically picture like a spiky T-Rex. That's kind of like what Gaw looks like. There was, I believe, a clip in the trailer. I don't know if that's also a red herring, if that's just like kind of a littler one to kind of throw you off the scent of the trail. But in the actual franchise, it's a giant spiky T-Rex. With that being said, I don't think that this is the storyline that they should have done. Kong players, when I think of King Kong, I think of New York City, Kong climbing to the top of the building, punching helicopters, stuff like that. That's what I think of when I think of King Kong, and I feel like taking the game into this setting just really, really robbed it of what it could have been.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's not one I'm gonna pick up. Probably ever.
Yeah, no. This is not a game that I'm gonna pick up. I guarantee you this is a game that we see like 2 months after release that's on like the PlayStation free download, or like
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, or like a Steam $4.99 special or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I will not be picking up this game, which is sad because the Kong franchise is great. I mean, they could have done a million different things. There's so many different King Kong movies where he's fighting so many different types of beasts and settings and stuff like that. And I understand why they went with Skull Island, because it's the newest movie that's still kind of relevant.
Right.
But yeah, they should have gone a different storyline.
I agree. So this is the first and the last time you'll hear of Skull Island: Rise of Kong. All right.
Let's Talk Nerdy gives a big to Skull Island.
But
boo.
All right, let's move on. Moving on to Madden 24, Dave. Madden 24.
A game that Adam is not excited about at all.
Okay, don't say I'm not excited at all. And we're going to go through some of the changes. I think that's going to be the most important thing of knowing what's with Madden, because let's be honest, most Maddens feel the same. I know Dave's probably most excited about this because it has one of his favorite quarterbacks on the cover, which he's a good quarterback, Josh Allen.
Mr. Josh Allen.
Did you see the Justin Herbert contract?
$252 million.
Too much.
Too much.
I love Justin Herbert. He's my favorite quarterback, my favorite team. But holy cow, this is not a sports podcast, but why?
You know who's not getting signed? Austin Eckler. That's who.
Next year, he is bye-bye.
Yeah, he is bye-bye.
They're gonna get a cheap rookie out of the draft.
Yep. So
it's either, we're not turning this into a sports podcast. I think it's gonna be Austin Eckler and Mike Williams.
It's definitely going to be hit. Yeah, they got Mike Williams is going bye-bye regardless. I love Mike Williams. He's a great wide receiver, but he just can't stay on the field. And they're not going to pay him.
And I think Keenan Allen, he's going to retire a Charger. I don't think he's going to go anywhere else. So.
Yeah. So.
All right, moving on. Nope, not a sports podcast. We love sports, but not a sports podcast. Madden 24. Let's dive into the gameplay trailer. You want to do that real quick?
Yeah, let's dive into the gameplay trailer.
And we'll talk about it as well.
We will talk about it, and like Adam said, Madden is kind of been under some raps lately. For a very long time actually, about just kind of recycling the same game over and over again. Good example, last year's release got a 69 on Metacritic. I believe the year before that got even lower, I want to say, but yeah, it's very obvious to fans that we're kind of getting a carbon copy of the exact same game all the
Yep.
time, and I understand why people are kind of dipping out of the Madden franchise. EA stands by the fact that they are putting out the game that players want, and I want to kind of throw that to the wind and say that EA is not putting out the game that players want. EA is just the only studio that's able to put out a simulation football game. So,
Which we can talk about that as well. We talked about that in our episode with the
yes.
Fantasy Football Bros podcast.
Yes.
But we can touch on it here too. But let's
Yeah.
pull the gameplay trailer. It's about 5
Yeah.
minutes. We'll kind of talk through it as well.
Yep.
Some big changes to it is there's supposed to be a big change to the field sense to make it feel like it's redesigned, like using skeletons. The animations are supposed to be different. So that's going to be some big things with it. Take it with a grain of salt. Are they really going to change very much with it? Who knows? But it's supposed to add tackle variety, different animations to like players, and just the feel of making it feel more natural. But
yeah. So they really did say that they're focusing on improving the gameplay.
Yep.
Which I mean, realistically, that's 1,000% what they need to do. There's only gameplay in this game.
Right.
And that makes sense for every single game. There's obviously only gameplay in the game, but in this game, it really is only gameplay. There's nothing outside of you playing on the field that actually really matters.
Yep.
So, I mean, they do say that they're focusing on improving the gameplay, and I do kind of believe that based on what we're seeing here. So you can see they've improved, like Adam said, they've improved the tackling animations. There's now different type of tackles. So in years past, it's been focused primarily on the hit stick, and no matter what you're doing, any type of tackle you're going for, you just hit the hit stick and hope it works.
Right. And now go ahead. Sorry.
There's very specific types of tackles now, and they're gonna have that based on player type, right? So you can do like you can obviously still hit stick if you're trying to hit people hard. For a guy that's kind of more shifty, you can go for like an ankle tackle and just try to wrap them up. So, I mean, you're going to have more things to think about while you're playing. Also, the passing mechanic, they've really improved the passing mechanic from what it looks like. So now you're very much more able to pinpoint a certain position to throw the ball on the field. In years past, you could control whether you throw it high or low, or like obviously if you can lob it or if you can fire a bullet. But now they're really focusing on hitting a certain spot on the field. So if you want to hit the backside of the receiver, you can do that. If you want to kind of lead them in a certain direction, you can do that. They've also improved the catch animation. So one of the worst things is when you catch a ball, I don't know if you remember this, but when you catch a ball and you just kind of randomly go out of bounds and it's like no one is around you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've improved that catching situation, so you shouldn't just randomly go out of bounds for no reason. And I'm kind of excited. You can see they updated the blocking system. It looks like they've given a lot of updates to the game.
Yeah, what's kind of going on for your point of the catching? So they added dive catches are back, so the players will be able to dive for the catches. And they promised less drops. So I guess that's been a big issue with the last iteration of the game is the players are dropping the ball a lot. Kind of going off the new blocking system. So now, like, blockers can push the pile. Like, so if there's a pile, player, like the O-line, they can help push the pile, which is really cool. I think that's a huge step up in terms of, like, some gameplay mechanics, because you'd think that would have been established a long time ago in terms of, like, the running game. But that's super cool. And like you said, there's just going to be a lot of improvements to the teammates as well. Like your AI teammates won't be such AI. Like they're going to feel a little bit more in the game, like actually be able to help the team win and stuff like that. The QB AI is supposed to be much better. So they're supposed to play much better, make better decisions as they play, which is really cool. I think that's huge to make a game feel like more of a simulation where you're not just like torching the offense, like on the defensive side, like torching the offense, sacking every play. But like you saw there, like look at the reaction of Lamar Jackson as an AI. Like you would never see that in Madden before this. So
Right. Yeah. And there's always been situations too with this AI, especially the quarterback AI, where you're like, that would never happen. And I'm super
Yeah.
I'm super excited that like the AI is getting more adaptive, because there's been so many times where it's like in years past, like, I drop back into like a cover 3, right? And then Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers like takes off on me for 40 yards. And I'm like, there's no way Aaron Rodgers is sprinting 40 yards and I
Yeah.
can't catch him. Like, there's no
Right.
way that happens. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm excited that they've improved the adaptive AI.
Yep.
The adaptive AI is also on the defensive side of the ball too.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the defense is going to be a little bit more established. They're going to become adaptive in game, which I think is really cool. So they're going to kind of, as the game progresses, they're going to start to learn your move set. So they're going to get more adaptive to repetitive play calling. So I mean, if you're constantly running one specific route over and over and over, like, they're going to get more adaptive to that. They'll drop the safety back in coverage. And I think it makes it more of a realistic experience, because I enjoy winning. I obviously enjoy winning, but I think one of the worst things about Madden is like when you put it on all Madden and you're still winning like 44-0,
Yeah.
because you just found like one play that kind of like works, and you just keep doing it over and over and
Right.
over.
Yep.
And it's like, you want a realistic experience, but you also like, this play works. Like, I'm not going to stop running it. So
Right.
I think they're gonna fix that, and I'm actually excited about this. I'm more excited about this one than I have been for Madden in a long time.
Right. And it's kind of other some key points that they're changing. They're gonna increase the total of formations and plays. So
Yep.
there should be over 700 formations now, which is
Yeah.
insane. Post play improvements was shown in the gameplay trailer as well. Is like, so they'll interact more realistically to certain situations. So if it's like third down, if they make a huge stop or things like that. So there's more animations with that. Franchise mode is getting not a big overhaul, but there's a lot of new things that they're adding to it. Franchise mode is going to have new cities that you can have, logos. They're adding more training camp editions, so like mini games. New league customization. There's a whole bunch, but I guess one of the big things is like there's a snake draft, so that's kind of cool. So if you have your buddies playing with you, kind of like a fantasy draft, it does a snake, which is neat.
Yeah.
Ultimate Team. Oh, biggest thing that they're adding with this game, I don't know if you saw, crossplay.
They
The
are adding,
first Madden to have crossplay, so that's
Yes.
super cool, and I'm super excited about that.
and they're touting that this version of Madden for the PC is going to finally be a version that's comparable to the console version.
Yep.
So
Yep, I
PC
had that in my
players
notes.
are finally going to get a version of Madden that's playable. And like they said, it is going to be the first one that's cross-platform, which I think is great. You're probably, you're finally going to be able to play with friends that,
You normally don't get to play with.
Adam's a PC player. I'm a PS5 player. This would have never happened before, but like now I'm going to call him and be like, yo, load it up.
There's another live stream idea. Adam versus Dave.
Ooh.
Madden
Guys,
24 showdown.
Let us know down in the comments if you want to see the Buffalo Bills take on the Chargers, because we know those are the teams
In the
that are going to be
AFC
picked.
Championship.
Yup, let's go.
Cool. That's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. All right, that's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be a thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to run through. You mentioned a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna hop in and just kind of detail a few more things. So you talked about the mini games. Mini games are back. We haven't had mini games since the PS2 version, and I was actually a big fan of the mini games.
I think that was Madden 08.
Yeah.
Madden
What-
08
was
or
it
7.
7.
They were so fun. There's like the gauntlet, and you can like,
Yeah.
oh man, they were super fun. But
Yeah, they were super fun, and I really like them. And the way that they're introducing those back into the game is obviously you can just play them if you want to play them. But in your franchise mode, this is going to be the first year that they kind of introduce like a training camp situation. So these mini games are actually going to be relevant. It's going to help you improve the stats of your players before the preseason, which I think is fun. And honestly, it could get old, but if it does get old, they are skippable. You don't have to do it. So I know some people are just like, oh, great, more preseason
Yeah.
nonsense before I get into my season, but you can
Right.
skip it. But I think they're super fun. So I'm glad that they're bringing them back. They also went back to superstar mode, which they haven't had in a while. I know they kind of went to their face of the franchise.
The
story
storyline.
mode,
Yes.
storyline mode.
Once I played the story and I was like, okay, I'm never playing Madden again because I
Never.
love being a superstar. Like when I play MLB The Show, that's all I play. I play 2K, that's all I play. I'm not good at the franchise. I'm not good at the Ultimate Team. I like playing as one character and just going off. That's how I like to play. So.
I loved being a superstar. I loved the superstar mode, and when they took that away, the first year that they took that away and they moved to this face of the franchise, I was like, oh wow, they're really finally focusing on superstar mode. Like this is gonna be sick. And I got maybe like I maybe got to like the preseason and I was like, this is
nope.
the dumbest thing like I've ever seen. And I'm usually pretty optimistic, especially when it comes to like games that I like. So yeah, that's going bye-bye. They finally admitted that their franchise story mode was a huge flop. They've gone back to superstar mode, which is great. The Yard, which is like their online kind of thing so everybody, not a lot of people love the Yard, so they're actually going back. They're switching it up. They're calling it your Superstar Showdown now.
Okay.
And basically what that is if you can take your superstar character, take him into the Superstar Showdown, which will be team-based multiplayer, which I think is pretty cool. Because you can build, Adam the superstar and make him a beast, and then take him online and load into a lobby and play on a team with other superstars. And I think that'll be pretty cool. The Yard has just been a total flop for me. I haven't been into the Yard basically ever. So yeah, I think that's a huge improvement. Free agency is going to be improved. They have free agency 2.0, which is going to be very cool because I think they're going to they're introducing 5th-year player options, which is something that they've never had in Madden games. And I think that that's going to be very helpful. They also have contract restructuring, which I think is very cool because this is a very important component of the real NFL. And you were never able to do that before. And the quick workaround, I know a lot of people used to do this. I don't know if you ever did this, but like you'll sign
if
a
it's
player.
Not superstar, I didn't play it.
Okay. So the thing that people would do in the franchise mode, and Pete, my brother, I'm looking at you all the time. You would sign a player, right? And if that player ended up wanting way too much money, you would go into the edit screen and you would turn that wide receiver into, say, a punter. And then you would sign him for 5 years, 600,000, because he's a punter and he's a 37. And then once you got him signed, you changed him back to a wide receiver, and now you got a 97 wide receiver for 600,000 in 5 years. So, but it's a slippery slope. Once it always starts with, I'm just gonna do it on this one guy because I just want to keep, and then all of a sudden your whole franchise is ruined. So I do like the contract restructuring. They are gonna improve trades. They're expanding on the draft class simulator and the coaching skill trees, which I think is really cool. Adam touched on the Sapien system, which is their kind of improvement to the player models. So the one thing that you will notice with Madden years past is all of the player models. They all kind of look the same. They have basically a thin version, a muscular version, and a kind of heavy set version. And all of the players fit into one of those 3 molds. And this is going to just really give people, players a more dynamic feel. And it's also going to translate to coaches, referees, players on the sideline, people in the stands. They're all going to look like real people. It's not going to look super flat, which I'm super excited for. And yeah, this is the first time I've been excited for Madden in a long time.
I think I'm going to play this one.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to play this one for the sole fact that it is crossplay, so I'll be able to play with all my PlayStation friends, my Xbox friends, which is really cool. So, Dave, we will have a Madden Showdown live at some point. So,
comment down below, guys, if you want to see the Madden Showdown. I also will be getting this game. We wanted to squeak it in here before it came out. It's coming out very, very soon, August 15th. It will drop. My boy Josh Allen is the cover player. First time a Bills player has been on the cover, so I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I know Madden talks a big game about making changes all the time, and they give us the same game all the time. But yeah,
hopefully this is it.
If you've dipped out of the Madden franchise, and I understand why you might have, this could be the time that they actually come through on some of these promises. So
I think why they're having some of these big overhaul changes to make it more of an experience that people want is it's getting close to their contract date.
Indeed.
And so I think this is like, they're like, hey, we want to save this contract. We don't want anybody else to have the rights to a realism football game like the NFL realism football. Because let's be honest, like 2K crushes EA in terms of NBA.
Yep.
Granted, the last NBA wasn't that good, but golf wise, 2K is so much better than EA. Like
Golf
it's
crushes.
Leaps and bounds in terms of like how much better they are versus what EA has put out with Madden and NBA and then PGA Tour. And I think the team is like finding like, hey, we're getting, I think, is it 2 years? Yeah, 2025. Like, hey, we're getting close. Like, we need to really start to like give the fans what they want. Otherwise, the NFL and the NFL Players Association is like, you know what? Let's explore other options. Yes, you guys can still make Madden, but let's see what 2K can give us. Let's see what another franchise can give us. And I think that's kind of why they're like, okay, let's do it, right? And because I mean, you saw that with the new NFL. What's that game called? Wow, I'm blanking. Wild Card Football.
Yeah,
Wild Card Football. You can see that like fans are excited about that because it's different, it's unique compared to what Madden is, and I think that's like what Madden's like. You know what? We have to put something out there now. So
yeah. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we touched on this a little bit on the Wild Card Football episode. Basically, EA owns the rights to simulation football. They
realism football.
They call it simulation football, which is, obviously a realistic version of the game, and that's why Madden is the only game in town when it comes to realistic football. Now the rights for non-simulation football, something like a wild card, is not owned by EA. So anybody that does a deal with the NFL for a non-simulation football can make a game like that.
NFL Players Association.
The NFL Players Association.
It can't be the NFL, so there's no ties to the NFL. NFL is strictly EA right now, but the Players Association, so the name rights and whatnot can go to different players or different people.
Yeah. So yeah, like we're talking about, this contract is running out. And I agree with Adam. They obviously want to keep the contract, and they've been kind of riding the Cush train of like, we don't have to worry about this. We're the only game in town, so we'll just put out a whatever game. But yeah, that time is ticking, and they have this release and one more to really hit home runs and get the fan base back before they lose that contract. So
we'll see how it goes.
If there's ever a time to jump back in, I do believe it would be now.
And I am going to. You finally sold me, because I was like, Madden, I don't want to talk about it. But I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad you showed me that this is worthwhile. At least I hope it's worthwhile. They always do that, though. They always like, this one's so great, and they blow it up like it is, and then you get into it like, this is so bad. And so hopefully not with this one.
Same game.
Yep.
And I don't want to, real quick, I don't want anybody to think like I'm just a Madden, like, oh my God, I did not buy Madden last year or the year before. Like I'm right there with you. I jumped off the Madden franchise 3 years ago. So yeah, I'm not saying this is a guy that's like habitually like, I buy Madden every single season. Like, I'm right there with you guys. I've skipped out on this franchise the last 2 years, so I'm also in the same boat of hoping this is going to be good and giving it a chance. So we will see.
All right, you know what that means now?
I do.
I have a game for you, Dave. Do you want to know what this game is?
I'm so nervous right now.
Can you guess the Madden covers?
Can I guess the Madden covers?
Yep, the players on the Madden cover.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have 8 different Madden covers, Dave, and I want you to try to guess them, okay?
8 Madden
covers? Who the players? Yeah, it's not that bad. You'll be able to get some of them.
Oh, my God. Okay,
you ready?
If I don't get one, we're removing this segment.
We'll see. All right. So I gave the year. The year is still on it, so I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
Madden
no.
2005.
2005. Oh, wait. Was this the one with Ray Lewis? Let's go.
Bada bing. Ray
Let's
Lewis.
go. Let's go, baby. Let's
Good
go.
job. All right.
05, I think, was the only solo defensive player. There was one year they had Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald, but the only solo player, I think, was 05.
Okay. Next one, Madden 2004.
Oh, Michael Vick.
Oh, right at the bat.
You can tell by the way he's holding the ball. Only Michael Vick holds the ball like that.
All right, the third one here.
I like this
Madden
segment.
2015.
Ooh, oh, wait a second. Is this Richard Sherman?
Dude, look at you.
Let's go. Okay, so what I just said 4 seconds ago about the only defensive player was wrong. Well, that was totally wrong. Maybe he was the first. Maybe Ray Lewis was the first.
Maybe. I think you might be right there.
Maybe he was the first. Okay.
All right. Next one, Madden 08. One of my favorite Maddens, actually.
Madden 08.
Yep.
Donovan McNabb?
Dude, look at you.
No, it's Vince
no,
Young.
sorry. Vince Young. My bad. Yep.
McNabb was 06.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I forgot about to be fair, everybody forgot about Vince Young.
Yeah, that's true. But this is one of my favorite Maddens, actually. You know why I love this one? In the playbooks, you can make your own playbook. And so I'd have receivers running in circles, and they would get open every single time. I swear.
They're just running in circles?
Cool. Run them in like one circle and then straight, open every time.
That's incredible.
And then I had him like 6 yards behind the line, like the far left corner, straight. Every time. I'm telling you. All right.
Just streaking.
Yep, streaking. All right, moving on.
Good.
Madden 19.
Oh, 19. This is
I changed the color of the background so you couldn't guess it based off color.
This is where I kind of dipped out. Was this Brady?
Nope, I'll give you a hint. This is about when he dipped out.
That's when Brady dipped out?
No. This is when the player that's the cover dipped out.
Oh, oh, no. Is this the... I don't know. All know.
Right. Antonio Brown.
Oh, this is the Antonio Brown cover. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, good call on getting rid of the yellow. I would have guessed it.
Yep. Moving on. Madden 21. Again, I changed the color.
21?
Yep.
Is this Lamar?
Bada bing.
Let's go.
Great job. All right.
I was trying to remember which had the MVP for Lamar.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Madden 09. Like how I have the PSP version too.
Yeah, the PSP version is confusing.
Yeah.
Madden 09.
Kind of holding the ball like Michael Vick.
Yeah, he is kind of holding the ball like Michael Vick. Oh, dude, I don't even know. 09. Who was 09? Was that
Would you like a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint.
He played for the Jets as well.
Played for the Jets as well.
Mm-hmm. And the Vikings.
Oh, Favre? Let's go.
All right.
I don't count that one, but that's a half point.
No, that one doesn't count. Yeah.
That's a half point.
Madden 17.
17. Oh, is this the random year that like Peyton Hillis came out of nowhere?
Is that your final guess?
No, it's wrong because you would have just said yes, but yeah, that's my final guess.
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, it's the Gronk. Oh no. This segment started so well and now I'm just nosediving. Yeah.
That's not true. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 out of 8. That's pretty good.
5 out of 8. All right.
Yeah, you got 5 out of 8.
All right, I'll take it.
Not too bad. That's pretty good.
I'll take it. I should have known the Gronk spike. That's terrible.
Yeah, right. It's kind of obvious with the. I thought you were gonna guess OBJ, to be honest, because it kind of looks like that as well. I was gonna pick that as a. Yep. I was gonna pick that as one of the Madden covers because he was on the Madden cover. As you could see, I picked 0 Patrick Mahomes because we don't talk about him on this podcast ever. That's the last year you ever hear that name on this podcast.
Do you know who reached the 99 club for this new Madden?
I'm gonna end the stream right now, Dave. This podcast will end right now. I don't care. And I'm gonna make sure to break his leg in the game. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we're getting violent. Let's move on.
Adam's hatred of Pat Mahomes is coming out. Okay.
Kermit. Yeah, we're just gonna stop there. I'm gonna make some fans mad.
Let's talk about something where breaking bones is gonna be okay.
Expendables 4, the only movie we're talking about tonight.
The only movie today. Yeah, the only movie.
Let's just pull up the trailer.
Let's pull up the trailer.
Okay, so before we start the trailer, I actually like the Expendable movies. Now I'll tell you why once we watch the trailer. Okay, so rolling it up, starting it off, just old blood, new blood. A couple actors I'm not so sure about in this movie, but some others, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you're just watching on Spotify, it's Jason Statham. And it looks like he's dating Megan Fox, maybe, but they also fight. I don't know.
Totally unrealistic. Totally unrealistic.
The bald head. The bald head.
Like, is Megan Fox gonna be like a badass?
It looks like she's supposed to be, and she's gonna be on the team, is what I'm gathering from this movie. Or from this trailer, sorry, not movie. And here comes Sylvester Stallone. I need better friends.
I'm trying to count how many quirky one-liners are going to be in this movie.
That's one of my notes.
We got 50 Cent. We got Dolph Lundgren.
So confused. He's been in all of them though, so that's not anything different. But 50 Cent. Why? Where did he come out of the shadows? Like,
I mean, apparently 50 Cent got old enough to be in this movie.
Yeah, I guess so. I like 50 Cent, but he's kind of relevant now. Like, and the old ones is Terry Crews. I love Terry Crews and anything he's in. 50 Cent, I don't know.
That's who I'm excited for.
Yeah.
My boy, Tony Jaa.
It's very action-packed.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for that.
All right.
They'll die. I love that part. They'll die when they're dead.
Yeah. So starting off, the point of this movie is somebody gets a hold of the nuke codes and they got to stop, or the nukes, and they have to stop them. Kind of like all the other movies, something big is happening and the Expendables have to go stop them. And if you haven't seen them in the past, like these movies are just straight not good plot lines, not good voice or like dialogue, except for the quirky one-liners, like you said. Also, just straight action. Like, this is, I think, reminiscent for, it's almost like these actors, so Jason Statham, Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, they're trying to relive their glory days. And that's what these movies are. And also to give, like, those fans of these actors specifically, like the Rambos and all those back in the day, like, it's giving them something like that. And now, like today in the 2023, I'm excited about it because I just love straight action movies that you don't have to think about like what's going on and just blood splattering everywhere. But there's a lot of things where I don't like about this movie. But let's see what you have to hear.
We talked about this when we talked about the Meg, of how sometimes you don't want to watch a ridiculous plot line. You just want to watch a stupid movie to watch a stupid movie. So I understand why these movies are very popular. With that being said, I don't know if this is a franchise that's going to hold up to this amount of movies. When number one came out, it was like, oh my God, they have all these people in this movie. You know what I mean? And it was a big deal. When 2 came out, it's like, oh my God, they're going to do it again. When 3 came out, it's like, this is kind of getting old. And then now we have 4. And it's like, at what point is this just going to be like another Fast and the Furious where we're just like, oh, the Expendables 9 is coming out. And it's like, no one cares. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I fear of it.
I don't know, because I love these movies. And I think the true fans of like Fast and Furious are the same way, though. They're like, oh, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. You know what I mean? They don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying in terms of like that, but I love action-packed movies that are just mindless explosions and stuff like that. Although I watched 2 again recently, like literally like 2 days ago to prepare, and I was like, okay, all right, can we just like, some of the acting was like so bad, like the way they hold the guns is really bad. Like everybody's shooting with the gun at their side, none of them have it pulled up. It's like, add a little realism to it.
They're so old they can't lift the gun. They can't move their shoulder anymore. Here's the thing. I'm gonna read.
They have a torn rotator cuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna read some numbers off to you, and you're gonna know exactly what these are.
What's their ages? Oh yeah, I'll guess the ages.
Okay, Sylvester Stallone. Guess it. How old is Stallone?
76.
77. How old is Dolph Lundgren?
71.
He's 65.
How
about Andy Garcia? How old is Andy Garcia?
58.
67.
Dang, I suck at this.
How old is Steven Seagal?
70.
71. How old is Liam Neeson?
82.
82. God dang. No, he's 71. He's 71 too. Okay. But I'm like the majority of your cast is 70. 70. That's the majority of your cast, dude.
Like I said, it's them reliving their glory days. And you saw at the end of the trailer where it said what did it say? They'll die when they'll dead
die when they're
like
dead.
Yeah, so they're gonna continue to make these movies until they're completely dead. And until Sylvester Stallone is dead, there will be Expendables 5, Expendables 6. Like it's gonna keep coming until Sylvester Stallone's dead.
And I think that's the problem. Is like I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had the right idea. So when Arnold was asked why is he not in this movie, he just said, and I quote this: "It's done, and I'm not in it." I think these guys got to walk away. They got to walk away. It's like when you know, and I know we're not a sports podcast, so we're like, but you know when you're like a guy is at the end of his career and you're just like, dude, you should have, if you retired 2 years ago, you would have been remembered as like one of the greatest of all time. But now you've just destroyed your whole, just everything, just being so awful for like these last 2 years that now we think less of you. I think that's what these guys are doing with this movie.
I could see that. But
does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Because it's like, to me, Stallone will always be Rocky. Like, Stallone will always be Rambo. And if he just, like, kind of stopped doing all of this like, dude, you have enough money. Like, just stop doing all this garbage. You know what I mean? Like, you're Rambo. Like Liam Neeson was like. The Taken series was an amazing series, and he was old then. Like, if he just stopped after Taken, like, he obviously has enough money. Like, just stop after Taken, you would have been fine. It's like now you kind of have this like this like asterisk next to your name of like, remember that movie you did when you were 80? Yeah, that movie was crap.
I will say, at this point, do you think it's about the money? Because like maybe it's them. Like these actors, and you can also say the same thing for Tom Cruise, who's how many Mission Impossibles are? You know what I mean? Are they in like 12 or something like that now, or something?
Are you just feeling like maybe they have this like need to be like, do I still got it? Like they just
it's probably something like that, but also they love to do it. You know what I mean? Like if they didn't love it, they probably wouldn't have made more than 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Sylvester Stallone specifically, he loves getting the gang back together. Like you can see that with Creed. Creed is a great, like I loved Creed. I don't know if you saw all those, the boxing movies.
Yeah, I saw Creed.
Yeah, I thought those were good. They brought back actors from the original, and like those were good. They brought the first Expendables. I liked the first Expendables. The first or the second and third not as good, but I still watched them. I just think it's him like, let's get the gang back together. Let's have some like hoorahs, like, because we're gonna die. Like we are gonna die at some point. Like let's keep putting stuff out that we love to do, and if the fans don't love it, oh well. Like this is for us at this point, and I think that's kind of what it's turned into. It's like they're making these movies for them to like. I don't think it's so much. Let's see if we got it, but let's see how long we can do it because we love putting these movies out there.
If that's the case and they just really do genuinely love making the movies and they just like really do love just getting together as a group of friends and making something, then yeah, I guess I'm all for it. And I sound like kind of a D-bag for shitting on that.
That's what I think that they're putting these movies out there. They're doing it because they like. It's like almost like reminiscing. Like that's like me when I go play flag football when I shouldn't be out there and be like, wow, I'm so good. I'm like catching the ball a bunch of times, but it's like, should I really be out here? Like, granted, it's not tackle football. It's like risking my injury, like to play flag football. No, but like it's fun. It's things I want to do, and I think that's what the case is for these guys. Is like, it's what they want to do now. Putting Megan Fox into it, I don't know why she plays into the role of hanging out with a bunch of 70-year-old dudes, but whatever.
I don't understand that either. But as y'all know, I'm a huge fan, and I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah, right.
Put Megan Fox in anything that you like. Oh no, I lost the coin.
Oh no.
It's okay. I got this bottle.
All right. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But, put Megan Fox in anything, and I'm a fan. So yeah, I mean, am I gonna go see it in the movie theater? I'm probably not gonna go see it in the movie theater. But like I said, you know, if they really are doing it for that purpose, they really are just like they just love making movies and getting together as a group of friends. I guess like who are we to say anything about it? Like let them make the movie. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna retract my statement and just say that. Okay, The Expendables 4. It's an action movie that's fun, you know, fun for everybody, and I will check it out when it's free.
That's all right. And like I said, I think it's for the fans that are huge fans of these types of movies and also the actors specifically. Like there are tons of like people that are more like the older generations. Like they love Sylvester Stallone and anything he's in. Yeah. And I think he's like, you know what? There's still people that love me and like they'll watch whatever I want to watch, and I get to make a movie that I love as well. Like I'm all for it, and I think that's kind of where they're going with it. So I'm gonna see it. I'll see it in theaters because you know I have this membership that I go to almost every movie in theaters. So
yep, because you get a wicked deal. I will say real quick before we jump off, I am super excited about Tony Jaa. I don't know if you know who Tony Jaa is, but I've been a fan of his for a super long time. He is a Thai fighter. And his fight style and his like picture Jackie Chan without any of like the quirky humor. He's just like Jackie Chan style like moves and stunts with just being a total badass. He was in a movie called Ong Bak. He's also in a movie called The Protector. And that Thai fighting style with all of his like he did like a full he did this one scene, and he's like a dude that shoots all of his own stunts. He has no stunt double or anything like that. He did this full running scene where he ran like full speed and did a split and slid underneath like a moving truck. Like
that's cool.
all of those cool like Jackie Chan style, like the Jackie Chan style like stunts.
That's cool.
He does all that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited.
I'll have to check him out. I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, check him out. Last question. Since Megan Fox is in this movie, let's do a little rehash. Megan Fox, have you changed your mind? Smash or pass?
Still a pass.
Still a pass.
Still a pass.
After everything everyone said, still a pass.
Hey, I'm not giving in. I'll get those hate comments again. It's no big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is a man of his word. He sticks by his original decision of pass. And I'm okay with that.
It's a 4 passing on a 9.
Smash all day.
Okay, with her toe thumbs that we talked about too.
That's fine. I'll take them toe thumbs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our very last topic of the day. Go ahead, Bam.
Sandland. Dave was not excited about this.
I'm thoroughly impressed, honestly. I'm honestly thoroughly impressed because, ladies and gentlemen, Adam has found a way to incorporate every single aspect of gaming that I do not enjoy into one game. This is absolutely incredible.
I just don't understand why, but we'll go into it. Let's pull up the trailer. There is a 12-minute gameplay trailer, so we will leave that link down below.
Link down below,
we'll throw it in. But yeah, Sandland, it was announced during the Summer Games Fest. It's going to be released next year. They just showed 12 minutes of gameplay, and I'm excited about this game for a couple of reasons. So let's go ahead and pull up the trailer right now.
Bam is very, very excited.
I am very excited. I will tell you why. Okay, Dave? I'll tell you why.
You know what? Yeah, this is okay because you were not super excited about Armored Core, and you let me have Armored Core, which I really appreciate. Yeah. And I hope that maybe I shed some light on Armored Core a little bit for you. So I'm hoping that you do the same for me on this game to shed some light, and because maybe I'm looking at it with the wrong perspective.
Right. So what you're going to feel for right now is, so if you're just listening, is it's in a desert wasteland, and essentially it's based off of the manga Sandland, and it's made by the the creator of Dragon Ball, which I think is super cool. I know, so Dave's not a big anime fan, but you get this feel that it's got a Dragon Ball feel to it. It's got a Borderlands feel to it. It's got a Mad Max feel to it. It's in like a desert wasteland. And essentially, like, you play as the demon, which they're living together, like a human demon situation. And you get to play as this character. His name is Beelzebub, who is the demon fiend prince. And, like, your goal is to defeat the greedy king, who's got, like, the water supply. And it just looks fun to me. It's got like Dragon Ball feel to it, and like the animations are cool to me. It's open world, and yeah. And I'm just super excited.
I will say the art style is great. And I do think the art style is really great. It's kind of, it almost reminds me of like what we talked about with Into the Spider-Verse, where it almost has that like kind of comic-y vibe. It's almost like the like if you guys were just listening, it has that style of like everything has a stroke to it, like a very defined kind of black line to it that makes it look like a drawing.
A Dragon Ball feel.
Yeah, very Dragon Ball feel. I do like that.
Let me keep going.
Yes,
let me keep going. Let me keep going and excited like what this game is and why I'm excited.
Adam has the floor, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me talk about why I'm excited before you start crapping on it. Like, okay. So like I said, it's an action RPG, open world. It's made with Unreal Engine 5. I know we talked about that a little bit, so it looks cool. It's a desert open world. The melee animations to me look really good. Like the way the combat looks really good. Like I said, it's from Akira Toriyama. I think I said that right. From the creator of Dragon Ball.
I think you nailed that, actually.
Cool. Did I really? Let's go.
Yeah, I think you did. Well done.
Sweet. So this is what I think is really cool. And based off of the description of the game, it doesn't show too much of these mechanics in like the gameplay yet. You get to develop other like vehicles and tanks. Like you get to put the parts together and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. You get to build your base of operations into like a thriving city. So this is what like the description said. I don't know if they talked about it too much. And like I said, it's based off the Japanese manga series Sandland, and the plot is there's a world that is full of war and a natural disaster which destroys the water supply, and a greedy king has the control of it, and you're essentially trying to stop this greedy king and giving everybody water. And I think that's super cool, and I love it because it's got that Dragon Ball feel, it's got Borderlands feel to it, and then Mad Max. But there are a couple things that I am concerned about it, and we'll start off with the one is it almost feels empty as of like from the gameplay. yes, it's a big old desert, but I feel like there should have been more interaction, like more tanks, more stuff like that, just more things coming at you. Granted, they probably don't want to show everything in it like in the beginning, but that's one of my drawbacks for it. But I am excited about this game. But Dave, let's hear why you think it looks bad.
Okay. Like I said, the art style is cool. The mechanics look playable. I do think being able to upgrade or kind of build your vehicles is cool, and I do like this like almost kind of mini sim city kind of vibe that they have on like building. I do like that stuff. Um the main thing though is, and you talked about this with Armored Core, and I hate to copy exactly what you said, but to me this game looks flat and shallow. It just looks it looks like there's not a lot going on, and I feel like this is going to be a game that will be very cool, most likely for the first hour, maybe 2 hours of gameplay, and the further you get along, the more you're going to be kind of tuning out.
I wonder, so that's kind of where I was going with it too. Like, yes, it feels flat, but kind of somebody put in the comments of our Armored Core 6 video, it's like, yes, it seems flat, but that's because you're starting out flat and it'll expand into something more. I'm hoping that's the case with this game. And it is very early on in the development. So they're just showing stuff, not early on, but they still have a while before they can get it out. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they add more substance to the game, because honestly, if they add more substance to this game and make it feel more busy, this game's going to, I think, going to feel and play really well.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is like I understand that we're in this like kind of post-apocalyptic Mad Max situation,
Mm-hmm.
and that the world should feel kind of empty. It should
Yep.
should feel kind of empty, but it shouldn't feel shallow empty.
Right.
Like I don't know if you like Fallout players will tell you that Fallout, despite all of the issues that there were with Fallout, the world itself, even though desolate, does feel immersive. The
Yeah.
Mad Max game, it felt immersive, even though we are in a post-apocalyptic. This doesn't give me that vibe. Like I just wish I saw more, because in preparation for this, we started with Kong. I watched the Kong trailer, then I came back, and this was the second trailer that I watched. After Madden, of course. And I was just kind of noticing these eerie similarities of like how there was nothing in the Kong landscape, and then kind of the same vibe of like nothing in this landscape, and then I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm like, why is this game getting shit on so much and this game is getting praised so much? Because they kind of have the same feel to them almost. And like I said, you guys know, I'm not the hugest anime fan, so already like I think the nostalgia of coming from the Dragon Ball Z creator just doesn't resonate with me personally. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I know there's tons of Dragon Ball Z fans and anime fans that are excited for it, so that is kind of lackluster to me. I'm also like you said, there's melee combat, but there is a lot of shooting as well. I'm not a big shooter. I'm not a big vehicle guy either, so the vehicle thing kind of like doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. It's just I'm excited that this game is coming out for you. I'm excited. I'm excited that people are getting this game, because this game is going to appeal to a lot of people, and I think
Mm-hmm.
just for me personally, it just doesn't hit any of the key notes and what I'm looking for, and I hope that's okay. Like you know, I know I'm gonna get lit up in the comments. I know it's not okay, but I hope it's okay. That like maybe this game just isn't for certain people, and I think I'm one of those people.
And I think that's okay. But like I said, I don't think they're showing us all the cards on the table. I think they showed us
Yes.
very early on of like the early story. And I have a feeling that there's going to be some bigger cities and stuff like that, especially when you come up against the greedy king. Like he's got to have some amazing looking stuff. If he doesn't, then that's where this game's going to fall flat. I agree with you, and kind of like where this game it looks flat, but I don't think they're showing us everything, which I'm glad they're not, because if they showed us everything, it's like, wow, okay, I don't want this.
Right. And I do want to kind of clarify that Kong, like, so going back to Kong, Kong looks bad because it looks bad. Like it very much just looks bad. Graphically, gameplay wise, mechanics wise, it looks bad. This game for me, even though it does look flat, does not look bad. Like I just want people to know that it does not look like a bad game. Like I said, the graphic style is great. Gameplay mechanics wise, it looks fine. I can't sit here and be like, this game is going to be awful, because it does look like a good game. And just like I said, and I hope this is okay, it's just not a game for me. But that's not to say that it's not going to be a good game. So don't get, don't take my review with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it was for me last week at Armored Core 6. It's like, it's a game for you. This is a game for me. And like, that's the whole, like, that's why we do this podcast, is because we love talking about the games we love and just kind of see why we love the games that we do. Yeah. And that's why I'm excited about this game. You're not, and that's okay. And there's going to be, it's what's going to happen next week. We'll have another game where I'm excited and you're not excited. So right.
That honestly, the most interesting part, and some people might understand this and some people might not understand this. My excitement for this game is coming from, like, I'm excited to watch you play this game. Like, that's what I'm excited about, because I know that, like, you're really into this game. You're really looking forward to it. And, like we said, it looks like there's going to be storyline. Now, the gameplay mechanics might not be for me. I might not actually enjoy playing it, but I might enjoy watching it. And I might, I'm definitely going to enjoy watching you play it and, like, talking with you about it while you're playing it and stuff like that. So, like, that's more of what I'm excited about. Now, I don't want to backtrack so much, because I do believe that it looks a little shallow, and hopefully they fill that world up with something.
Yep.
Just anything. But, like I said, Kong is going to be a bad game. This is going to be a good game. That's just not for me.
Yep. And that's okay. And that's okay.
And that is okay. That there's room in gaming for everybody. And as much as we shit on Kong, there's probably somebody out there that's excited for that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we'll have in the comments like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. This game is amazing.
Well, Kong is going to revolutionize.
We love those comments. And that's one thing. So in the comments, like, yes, everybody has their own opinion, but, like, these are our opinions. We're not trying to, like, persuade anybody, like, oh, wow, like, they think it's a bad game, then it must be a bad game, or, like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. No, these are our opinions. We just love to share them with everybody and just kind of give a perspective from maybe, like, the outside world. Like I said, like, in the comments, like, Armored Core 6, I'm from the outside. I've never played Armored Core. So, like, new people that are looking into Armored Core, like, I kind of feel the same way as Adam, or, like, somebody like Dave who's played a few of them, like, oh, I see why Dave's excited about this game. It's kind of just sharing perspectives. I think that's really cool about what we're doing with our podcast and just the community that we've built.
Yeah, and I think we do try to do we do try to do due diligence and put out as many facts as we can about these games and let everybody kind of formulate their own opinion before we give our opinion. But sometimes the comments show that our opinions are not perfect, and we're not perfect, obviously. And I totally understand, because it sucks when you're super excited about something and then somebody is not. You know what I mean? It's kind of a crushing feeling. So I understand it. Like I said, this game is most likely not going to be a game for me. I'm happy that it's coming out because Adam's excited about it a lot, like we talked about with the Star Wars game. I'm not super excited about Star Wars. Adam's super excited about Star Wars. So, like, there's room in this hobby for every single person that wants to play. There's a game out there for every single person. And you might be hyped on something that not a lot of people are hyped on, and that's okay. And you might be down on something that a lot of people are hyped on, and that's okay too. And it's a crazy world, this gaming universe.
Yeah. Everyone love everyone.
Everybody love everybody.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I think that's a good place. We should probably stop it right there. Everybody love everybody.
Before we get too sappy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, before I get too sappy. Do you know how far I made it
You touched your mic
I touched the microphone. I'm sorry, guys.
3 times.
3 times? I did it 3
In
times?
this episode. Yep. In this
Oh,
episode.
no. Okay,
That's okay.
I'm gonna touch it one more time just to
Yeah,
move it away
move
from
it,
my
yeah.
face. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
My dudes, I'm sorry. This is gonna be a learning process, but I'm super
Yeah.
glad that you're with me on this journey.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to say, obviously, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for all the likes, for all the subs. I know I say it every single week, and it's not just a routine. It is a genuine thank you. Thank you guys for everything. We are coming up on 350 subs on the YouTube, and just the way that this is growing is absolutely amazing. We super appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the shares. Yeah, love you guys very, very much. Adam, what you got for them?
If you're not following us on all social media, please do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. And if you like this episode on the YouTube, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more of our episodes, game reviews, single topics, shorts, all the above.
And if you want to see the continued live series of Adam's Dark Souls 3 first ever playthrough, in which he is actually crushing, we only need 50 more subs on the YouTube. Once we hit 400, Adam will dive back into DS3 and take on the Abyss Watcher. Let's make it happen. Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.